Hello everyone, it is I, the mighty, handsome Haysoos. We are back. We are probably going to fight, what's his face, the big water serpent, Leviathan. I have some snacks. So if you hear a rapper, I'm eating a snack. Because I'm hungry. Dodo omelet. I have this thing called a bear paw. Also, Cloudbot is, or Streamlabs bot is gone. I have Stream Elements bots now, and yeah.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Nocia. Hearthstone it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Yes.
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan.
Leviathan.
This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
Will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
I have a feeling it's someone we've met already. Yep. Want your character drawn? Twitch. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna post it in the chat. Actually, I'm curious.
I'm obsessed with your hair. Alright, I'm back. I knew it was gonna be this bumbling idiot. Now look here, you have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, you're making others do your hard work again? Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days, and do ye hear my complaining? Bah, I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, alright. I'll give ye what ye want. Never let it be said, old trash. He's trash. Levabetas. Ah, it's you! Yeah, you better be like that. He's a maggot. Why, you worthless lying whoreson, I can't believe you made me handle Chocobo Dun. Haysoos, this is Minfilia. Where are you? Learned auto of use against the Leviathan? I beg your pardon. Leviabetus? I see. This shitty guy. I'll beat him. I'll beat your ass. In a game of cards. That's all you got. I win. My cards are better than yours. I already have the Moogle card. Where am I going? Oh. Actually, it would just be faster to... Ah, I know that look. You are ready. The Hole Eater.
Now what? It's all a matter of perspective, lad. Temple Knight piece? Odd. Drat. Double drat. Nice. Wow, Slayer. All right. It's Leviathan time! There it is. There she blows. Full dead ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna kick his ass. You trespass upon my domain. Whoa! Aye, aye, Captain. Shit, what just happened? Oof. Right when the music was gonna get insane, we all die. GG. Boom. Boom. Here we go. Leviathan. Easy. Goodbye. It's a shame we didn't get to hear most of the song. Leviathan, 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 Leviathan.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the
Hey
first
Z-Heart,
time,
how are
you?
you?
Have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally.
Hola.
On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks.
Just felled Leviathan.
'Tis meet that I
Slew
give
his
thanks to
scaly
old
butt.
Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a
Thanks for
resourceful
stopping
soul.
by.
Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say,
Yeah,
their
Leviathan.
existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of
Also,
the
we
world,
had a full party wipe
boundless
because we
potential
forgot
of
about the
man.
button.
Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful.
Yeah, right when
I
the
have no
music
doubt that your
started to
knowledge
get
and
good,
skill
we
will
all
serve
wiped
us
out.
well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
You mean rogues?
I am heartened to hear this. I too
Oh,
noted
look,
a
she's
kinship between your
smiling,
style and
yay.
my own. Though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, He might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
He trained in the blade! You're gonna be dropping in and out, doing some chores? No worries, thanks for dropping in.
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in.
Then why mention it?
Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
Oh, okay.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
Leviathan, Leviathan, banana.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds stood before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagins' reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Wait, what?
A heavy chest containing an item level 90 weapon. Nani? Wait, unless... Oh, it's the item level, not the level... I think that's how it works. So, you want to be a fisherman? Sasaki Koro. Emo rave. Rave, 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 rave. Ooh, ooh, ah. Inconspicuous. Ah, the rogues. The rogues. Not that I would need a... Is it always going to be a gladiator? Onion, shield, and break blade. What? Ooh, look at that. What a weird sword. Speak with Minfilia at the Rising Stone. I should probably set that as home. Hey, I just noticed 666. Nice.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, no less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time.
I hope so.
For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Revolution's calling. Wow. Oh, great. Let's just say we like the Doman refugees better than the... the students of Baldessian. Are they related to Sharlayan? But isn't Sharlayan gonna be an Endwalker? I am lost. My lady? Search for Alphnod in Ulda.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ulda, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ulda is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Uldan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Uldan way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
Then why can't they make money?
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Domans asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. that the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Now is not a good time. Corporal the chat. Yeah, I'm a corporal. Instead of a private corporal. That's what I'm talking about. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your Cherugians. My memory of the riots are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but before the unrest had spread through to the surrounding territories, pockets of resistance remained throughout the Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can to spare to the route out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given the majority of refugees live outside the walls. It stands to reason that they know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny the tensions between the Uldan citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away, but would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms and leave food? I think not. And what of those who have not a single guild to spend? Who could not survive with the aid provided by the Immortal Flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear arms against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored, and that is my first duty. Until it's done, any investigations can wait. I do not need time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. He doesn't want to deal with your theories. Alpha, no, he doesn't want to deal with your weird theories. The brass blades. Sazawaka. Seven hells. They found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. You're really gonna fight me? Is that wise of you? You can't take on Haysoos. Come at me, villains. Really? More of you? You guys are... Just give up. Come quietly. Wait a minute. You aren't refugees. Your skills are too good to be refugees. You beat him like it was nothing. Thal Almighty, what are we gonna do now? Get arrested. Hello? Oh, okay, I was checking something. Okay.
Let's play cards there. Alright, which one of you guys gave refugees weapons? Have you seen my parents? Shit. Hello? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ul'dah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry, and I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for someone stirring up trouble. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, over there. I think that's him. You better watch out, punk. I'm coming for you. You... Ah. No one gets away from Haysoos in my trusty cruise chaser. You, sir, are going down. We're going downtown, sir. You are under arrest. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Give up the chase. Sedition, treason, revolution, that's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ul'dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. You, sir, are suspicious. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Are you sure about that? For the sake of the argument, let us stay here. Surely you don't think the Quirins are about politics. It was business, only business. Tell me. We both know I am not the only one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Very well. What? Holy shit, he died! What the fuck? What's the commotion? Officer, this guy died. 7 hells. 7 hells? Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Someone's clearing up loose ends. Revolution. Rocket jumper.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room.
Oh, I'm gonna tell everyone because I'm streaming.
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji? But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Because he's playing both sides.
The Cartano Reclamation Bill. It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way.
Money?
If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Omega?
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nailvan Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Omega.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Who's at the door?
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Someone was listening at the door. I was trying to help this girl. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Modi will know what to do.
A legion of Garleans, an aether-starved primal. Even dealing with an Aasian would be preferable to this charade. Politics, I tell you. Politics. Don't you just love politics? What? You don't love politics? What are you talking about? I return to the Rising Stone. Entrance to the Solar. Serpent Herald. Clearly, the only injury Alphino suffered was to his ego. Doubtless, it will heal ere long. Damn, that's savage, Minfilia. Oh, the Primal Ramu. I'm sorry, may have, then it is not certain? The Elder Seed Seer informs us the elements themselves murmur of the Lord's Levin return to the forest. The Sylph hands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Antecedent, but the fact that there's no element testimony, unlike the Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the sylphs of their territory. The abruptness of the development concerns me. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it wasn't going to happen, just not this soon. Beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventually and did not prevent it? I told Papalimo, I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once, right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came trampling through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Yida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. Maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anon. We must first consult with the nations most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seed Seer has requested your personal involvement, Haysoos. Pray report to Commander Hulois. Heloise. Conjurer's Guild. Oh.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks.
Yes, will do, sir. I mean, yes, madam. Seeds.
Pray make
Yes.
for little solace then.
Elder
A
Seed
member of the
Soyor.
Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Level.
The Lord of Level.
An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelve's Wood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Suspicious. Be right back. Calypso Frostborn. Interesting name. Doo-doo omelet. Dodo. Please consider giving the channel a like, or not like. Just saying, YouTube, consider giving the channel a follow so I can get to 50 followers, so I can be an affiliate. Let's go, we're on the road to affiliate. This one returns and returns with good tidings. Y1 has finished searching and wisely identified the precise location where the touched one summoned Lord Ramu. Dude, at least I can fly over all this stuff. I remember when you just had to walk. This saves so much time. Oh, get stuck. This is a really cool location, honestly. I like the little houses and stuff. Investigate the area. Oh, I wonder if they got rid of the fact where your companions were disguised and stuff. Seems that way.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
Can you go away?
The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion. Thine offer, an insult. Thou speakest of harmony,
Yet care us not for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other.
That's not very wise of you.
Conflict have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
All I want to know is which quests were removed in the update. I knew that was going to happen. Alright, I want to see... Oh, dang. Severin removed in patch 5.3, so all these quests were removed. I knew it! So that quest was removed. The Sylph quest shall be missed. I thought it was a lucid dream or... So there is that quest. What other quests? What other quests? I'm curious. The striking tree hard. Seventh astral era. Fucking ill bird. I still have... Oh man, I still got quite a bit to go. I got a bunch of... Who's the keeper of the lake? And then Steps of Faith. Okay. I can go around killing things. Another world from another world. Ho ho. I wonder. Okay. Yay! Oops. Let's go for the kill.
For the guild. Yeah. Wait, why did I change it to that? I have to go to the party anyway. This music though. Really? You just had to go and shoot him, man. Okay. Sentinel. Do 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 do. We lost both damage dealer, huh?
Done and done. The Lord of Levin is no more.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Anon. What? Lotus Sands, eh? The Lotus Sands, eh? The Conjurers Guild.
You are returned to us, dear friend.
Yes.
And none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
Well, you see, he thought Empire were humans.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Wow, thanks, lady. I mean, Madame Seedseer.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Asians. Oh yeah, I'm all suited up now. I need to change my pants though, I can still see my... Holy shit! Is that Mario? Dude, it's Mario. But why is his name Physics? I am quite fabulous in this armor, I must say.
everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
Oh boy. Is this an information dump?
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, unwelcome though his presence was.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians...
And 'tis my belief that in the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time...
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the primal,
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all...
Oh no, information dump. Let's talk about ether.
At what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm.
What do we do in this?
The restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world...
Twix.
Primals behave somewhat...
I'm gonna just, you know...
Thus, a defeated
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw...
Yeah.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called Immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting.
An Ascian.
If mortal death entails a return...
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
He just walks into the class.
For a mercy, the
Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
So Baldessian is different from
utmost faith in you, Archon.
Sharlayan.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Oh, what's this? What is this plane? Zodiac. Okay, what do you want to show me? Blessed. No, I think the troubles in Ulda no longer require your attention. There has yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis a report such I stand before you now. That and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Huh? Haysoos, have you been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now? I believe might I suggest you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take an opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozen was his name? I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Very well. In my new sweet-ass armor.
guardians of yours here. But for now, I will sign out and probably whatever it's called, the change of a raid